What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in for another video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You know, we're pumping out a bunch of great videos right now, and definitely appreciate you hitting the subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Today we're going to talk about a few tips for the good old buzzbait. You know, this time of year is a time where the buzzbait really starts playing. I'm going to kind of walk you through maybe 3 or 4 things that I like to do to my buzzbait that I feel like you should, and it'll help you catch a few more fish. So if you guys are ready, let's jump in. I'll show you a few little tricks, tips, hacks maybe, all about buzzbait fishing. Man, buzzbait fishing is so much fun. You know, it's such a cool bait just because, you know, you can cast it and wind it, cover a bunch of water. And the best part about it, you get to see the bite. You get to see the fish come up and explode on the bait. And man, some of the bites are really aggressive on a buzzbait. But, you know, there's a few things with a buzzbait that kind of get a little frustrating. And the first one for me especially is when this bait wants to start turning sideways. You know, if you cast him out there just like this with no trailer or anything on there, he's gonna wanna turn sideways. You know, just the torque of that blade is gonna want to turn him sideways, so he runs like that. And then, you know, your hook is sideways. So if that fish comes up and bites this, you set the hook, it could pull right out of his mouth, you know, without hooking anything. So I always want that hook point running up, you know, kind of have a keel like that. And the one way that you can really ensure that your buzzbait is doing that is adding a trailer. So this guy right here, this is just a small little 3-inch Yamamoto Yamakra. It's just a small little trailer. But what it does is those claws, as they flap in the water, it helps keep that bait running straight. You know, there's no way for this thing to turn sideways when these claws are kind of kicking back here and you know, kicking water. So it really helps the bait run perfectly straight through the water and not turn over on its side. So adding a trailer is the first big thing that I like to do to my buzzbaits. Now, I actually kind of missed out on one before I put the trailer on, and you can kind of see why, as I like to trim the skirt up a little bit. You can see these skirt strands are actually hanging down into the way of the trailer, and it's not going to allow that trailer to work. So before I put the trailer on, I'm going to trim that skirt right about the end of the hook. You know, I'm going to trim that skirt right about there. So when you do put your trailer on, those skirt strands aren't interfering with your trailer at all, and just really allow those claws to flap, help keep the bait straight, running across the surface, and you know, you don't run into any issues with it turning over on its side and anything like that. So the second thing adding the trailer like this does is it adds a little bit of weight. Helps you cast it a little bit better. If you're casting into the wind, trying to get it in that tight little spot, you know, adding a little bit of bulk to it, a little bit of weight, helps you get a little bit better cast, especially on those lighter buzzbaits. Another cool thing that you can do, especially with this buzzbait, you know, every little buzzbait's different, is you can tune them. So, you know, you can put this in a fan and tune this little rivet here so it rubs up against the blade and, you know, kind of makes a squeaky sound, so you can tune it with a fan. And another way you can tune it is knocking. So you can see this bait in particular, the blade hits the head right here. So every rotation of that blade, it hits against that head, and that makes a clacking sound, a knocking noise. You can kind of hear it there. Now what you could do if you don't want that is you could typically, you could just take this like that and bend that frame out a little bit, and now he doesn't hit that, so he's just churning the water. So it creates a different sound, and that's just one more little thing you can do, and take the same bait and have a couple different sounds and presentations and just tweak it and see what the fish want throughout the day. So, you know, tuning a buzzbait is always something you want to do. Make sure that you have the right frequency that you like, the right sound that the fish like that day. You know, you just got to kind of play with it and figure out what you like. But those are 2 things right there you can take on any buzzbait and do them, and they will help you catch some more fish. So next up, kind of going along the same lines with the trailer, but real popular, is basically taking a naked buzzbait. So this has no skirt. This buzzbait is designed I keep saying typically. I don't know why I keep saying typically. There's nothing typical about this. That just stuck in my head for some reason. But you can take this buzzbait right here, and it is straight up designed for just putting a trailer on. So you really got two options. For me, if I'm fishing more open water or over grass or something, I'm not really trying to skip it, I'm gonna go with the swim bait style trailer like this. So this is the Yamamoto Paddle Zako, and you can rig him up on here like so, slide him all the way up over the lid. So basically the only thing that a fish is gonna see is the blade making a commotion on the surface, and then that swim bait. So it's honestly a very natural looking approach, because all they're seeing is that little minnow swimming on the surface as this guy's buzzing along the top. So there's no lead, there's no skirt, no nothing. So this is something I really like doing. Like I said, fishing over top of grass, more open water, scattered grass. If you're just trying to cover water and imitate shad real well, that's typically when I go with the swim bait. There's that word again, right? You're laughing at me. So that's when I go with that swim bait. But, another situation that you can add a different type of trailer, like a horny toad or a ribbit style bait, it's a lot flatter and doesn't have a whole lot of dangling plastic behind it, so it skips real well. So you can add this trailer to your buzz bait, and you're able to skip this guy underneath docks, trees, overhangs, whatever it may be. You're able to get him skipping up under places, and it just shows the fish a different presentation, a buzz bait in places that they haven't really seen it before. And just adding that little trailer like that does that. So that allows you to skip this bait now. If you had this trailer on, you can see how soft that tail is on that trailer. When that would hit the water, it grabs the water a lot more than a flatter bait kind of skips across a lot better. So you're able to skip a buzz bait and get it back in there. And all that is just based on your trailer choice like that. So you can kind of vary it. You can throw a toad style bait. You can throw a more of a flatter cross style trailer as well. It'll do the same, but really you just want to make sure you get a bait that has that flatter profile that really helps skip across the surface, kind of like a rock would there. But really, that's a couple tips you can take with any buzz bait you got in your box or on the shelf at the store. You can add these couple tips: trimming the skirt, adding a little trailer, or varying your trailer for skipping or open water. And those tips right there are going to help you catch some more fish. So hopefully you guys learned something from this video. I'm excited to get out, throw some buzz baits here this weekend. It's a great time of year to do it, and hopefully we can catch us a few throwing buzz bait around. So appreciate you guys watching as always. Don't forget, hit the like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and we'll see you guys next time.